Our final honoree is Archbishop Charles C. Thompson.
The Most Reverend Charles C. Thompson was appointed 7th Archbishop of Indianapolis by Pope Francis on June 13, 2017. His predecessor, Joseph Cardinal Tobin, now Archbishop of Newark, said that Archbishop Thompson combines a very warm style with keen intelligence and spiritual values. He has a sense of humor and he has a lot of energy, and all of that will serve him well. Archbishop Thompson's character was formed in part by his Catholic family. "We prayed the rosary every night together," he said. "We said grace at all meals. It was just natural. It was almost like breathing for me." Born in Louisville, Archbishop Thompson spent his early years with his family in their native Marion County, where he attended St. Charles Elementary School. After his family returned to Louisville, he graduated from Moore High School and earned his undergraduate degree in accounting from Bellarmine University. He then entered the seminary, was ordained a deacon, and received his Master of Divinity degree from St. Meinrad School of Theology. He was ordained a priest on May 30th, 1987 at the Cathedral of the Assumption and celebrated his first Mass at St. Bernard Church. As a priest of the Archdiocese of Louisville, Archbishop Thompson served as an associate pastor or administrator of St. Joseph Proto-Cathedral in Bardstown, St. Francis of Assisi Church, and St. Peter Claver Church in Louisville. He also served as chaplain of Bethlehem High School, Presentation Academy, and Sacred Heart Academy. He obtained his master's degree in canon law from St. Paul University in Ottawa, after which he was appointed Metropolitan Judicial Vicar. He returned to his native Marion County in 1996 to become pastor at St. Augustine Church, and in 2002 he was named pastor of Holy Trinity Church in Louisville. That same year, he also became a visiting professor of canon law at St. Meinrad School of Theology. While at Holy Trinity, he was named Archdiocesan Vicar General. In April 2011, Pope Benedict XVI appointed him 5th Bishop of Evansville. The Catholic Education Foundation salutes the Most Reverend Charles C. Thompson.
It's very rare that I walk up to a microphone and don't have to pull it down. I was a priest of Louisville for 20. First, I want to thank Archbishop Kurtz, Rich, and the board of Catholic CEF, and all who was involved in selecting us for this evening. Thank you very much, and what an honor to be with this group. I always tell people to pray for the people on the road when I get on there, because I'm the worst driver on the road. So pray for this group up here that has to be up here with me. I was a priest for 24 years in Louisville before I became a bishop, and I figured it out. If I live to retirement, I will be a bishop in Indiana for 25 years. One more year than I was a priest in Louisville. And what I've learned in that time is that as a bishop, they always put you to talk either before the meal or before the exit. And when they keep filling up your water glass, you know they're trying to tell you to move fast because you have to go to the restroom or something. I ran track and cross country in high school and college, and I considered myself the cleanup runner. Now, in baseball, those of you baseball experts know the cleanup batter is the guy who's the power hitter who bats fourth to try to bring in the runs. In track and cross country, the cleanup runner is the guy who makes sure we don't leave anybody behind in the back, because I'm back there making sure. So I'm used to going at the end, and I don't mind that at all. As I thought about these last couple of days, these few days, when Rich, by the way, called me to do this, or invited me to do this, he said, you have to receive, you have to be able to come to the award banquet. And I was in Evansville at the time, had been there 6 years, and I kind of getting the hang of things there, so I thought, well, this wouldn't be bad to get here at all. But I didn't know I was being moved. So we flew in from Washington, D.C., Archbishop Kurtz, Bishop Caggiano tonight, and I got to drive right back to Indianapolis for meetings in the morning. So it's kind of a quick trip, so you're safe getting out of here. But as I thought about Catholic education and the people who've shaped my life, I thought at St. Charles I had the Ursuline Sisters of Mount St. Joseph in Owensboro. Bishop Spalding has 2 aunts there. They're still there because they did not teach me. At Bellarmine, I had diocesan priests, I had Passionists, Franciscans. St. Minor, I had the Benedictines, of course, taught me a great love for prayer and liturgy. In Ottawa, I had Oblates of Mary Immaculate and Jesuits, a couple of Jesuits. All those different orders, both priests, religious, men and women, lay teachers. I can't think of who might be a favorite teacher, but certainly all those different people that made a difference. But as important as Catholic schools are, and as miraculous as they can be, they're most effective when our families are rooted in prayer and rooted in the principles of education. And my greatest teachers have been my parents. We say in our church teaching that the family is the first school of learning. The family is the first school of prayer. In fact, in my farthest back memory, my first catechist was my mother on Sunday morning religion class. So I think the family has to know its role in making schools most effective to create the best Christians and the best citizens for this world and beyond. But as probably the last thing I want, just as I thought, I don't want to take up time because I know you want to go, and I've had a couple of glasses of water and wine, and I still got to get back to Indianapolis tonight, so I won't keep you. But I just leave you that I loved what Bishop Caggiano had to say, as Archbishop Kurtz so wonderfully recognized. He's incredible as presenter, as you just noticed tonight. But as you saw, I tell people, Catholic schools are meant to form the heart, educate the mind, and transform lives. I say that a lot of times. But as I thought about that, probably the best thing I can leave from me with you tonight about Catholic education is just a little story of my own experience when I became a bishop. To this day, I don't know how I became a bishop, let alone an archbishop. When people used to say, you're going to be a bishop, I'd say, then when that happens, the church is in trouble. And then I became an archbishop, so I don't know what that means. It just shows you the grace of God at work. And there's that one preface to the Lord chooses the weak to humble the proud. This is the weak. And I'm not joking. But when I became a bishop, I remember thinking, I didn't know what I was getting into as much as I worked with Archbishop Kelly and Archbishop Kurtz, but I thought in Archbishop Daniel Beekline of Indianapolis, who was my rector in seminary and a dear friend of mine, I thought to myself, on Mondays I will call Archbishop Kelly. On Tuesdays I will call Archbishop Daniel. On Wednesdays I'll call Archbishop Kurtz, and on Thursday I can call Bishop Medley of Owensboro, who was a priest from here. And if I need anything after that, I'm sure Father Mark Spalding, who's the most brilliant man I know, will help me out. Well, Archbishop Kelly died. Archbishop Daniel had a stroke and could not be the person he was before. Archbishop Kurtz became president, vice president, so he was all over the world, flying everywhere. Bishop Medley wouldn't return my phone calls. And Father Mark just laughed. Now Bishop Spalding. But here's the great grace in my life, and it speaks to Catholic schools in the same way. When I sat down, I wondered who I would call, and I didn't want to drive anybody crazy, but when I sat down and as I became a bishop, every situation that came to me, it was incredible. I would sit there and someone would be telling me or presenting this issue or concern to me, and I would think, this is what Archbishop Kurtz would do, or this is what Archbishop Kelly would do, or this is what Archbishop Daniel would do, or this is what Bishop Medley would do. And I didn't want to think what Father Mark might do. But it was amazing how it came to me. And I didn't need to call them because without realizing, they had permeated my being. They had formed my heart. They had educated my mind. And they had transformed my life without me realizing it. And I think that's what Catholic schools do. We don't realize what they are doing at the moment until we get out there and we face the world and we're ready to live those principles rooted in Jesus Christ, the great teacher, the ultimate teacher. And I think that's one of the great things schools do for us, our Catholic schools do for us, prepare us for life, and as Archbishop Caggiano said so wonderfully, not only for this world, but for eternal life. And for that, we thank God. Please pray for me.